Hi, I'm Wendy Isaacson, Wendy Boyd Isaacson. I've been living in Sweden for almost 30 years and we are a test family for the Husqvarna mower. We have a big plot, about 4,500 square meters, so we thought we'd be getting the bigger machine, but when the installers came around and had a look at our garden, they decided that it wouldn't really work because we've got a lot of driveways and pathways, so actually they've installed three 315 machines, the 315. They can take about 1,500 square meters each, so each of our three lawn areas are being covered by a separate machine. We've actually named them like any old Tom, Dick and Harry, so I'm going to first demonstrate where Tom is. Tom is taking this back area of our garden where we have our guest cottage. You can see the chickens running around here. Tom is over there in the far corner. Actually today we've been getting an error message that there is no signal from the cable. So Tom hasn't been working for the last couple of days and we won't be able to show you him working. But here is our garden. You can see that we have a beech hedge here which has a guide cable because these plants are very new and obviously very sensitive to somebody going into them. At the far end of the garden there where you see the car parked, we actually have a cable hidden under the stones so that Tom can get all the way out to the high hedge at the back end of the garden. So this is the area that Tom protects, and I'll show you where Dick is next afterwards. Yep. Okay, this is the front garden where where Dick is actually taking care of our garden. What we have here is a lot of fruit trees. Some of them are very small, so the very small fruit trees all have a cable around, but the large cherry tree and the large plum tree and the larger apple trees at the back, they have no cable around at all. Tom bumps into them and then he moves away without damaging the trees. There's a guiding cable around the whole of the hedge, and there's also a guiding cable around the whole of the pathway. There's a small slope and Dick has no problem getting up there at all. Works quite easily. At the moment Dick has just been working for the last hour, so he's at the charging station at the moment. He'll be able to start again in about 30 minutes. So Dick has been working well in this area. He's had no problems and he's been keeping the garden and the lawn very well trimmed for the last 2 weeks. We often see him out quite regularly, doing quite well. Hi, this is Harry, and Harry's the machine that is going to have the trickiest job for us because quite simply he's got our nicest garden. This is the garden where we sit most often. We're very close to the pool here, and this is our large patio area where we spend most of our summer evenings. And we also have the conservatory behind us, which is where we spend a lot of the evening time when the mosquitoes actually come out. But the problem that Harry has is that we actually have a sledging hill at the back of this garden, and we've noticed that Harry keeps on getting stuck up here. If we walk over towards it, the rest of the garden is quite flat. There's a small slope that we're just walking down now, but this sledging hill is creating quite a lot of problems for Harry. We notice that he starts to get stuck around the birch tree in the corner here, or particularly in the hole. There has been a hole. We've tried to fill the hole up with some earth and some seeds, but of course our hens are actually up there picking at the seeds, so I don't think it's going to grow any grass for a while. But we have the hen house in this corner of the garden as well, which we can move around on wheels. Now Harry's on his way up the hill. You can see that he can manage pretty well on this side where the slope is no more than 40%. But when he's coming down the short sides where it's a little bit steeper, he can get stuck both on the way up and on the way down. There is a guideline around the birch tree there, but he still can get stuck on the back of there a few times. But the installers are going to come over and readjust the cables so that hopefully we will be able to help Harry so he won't get stuck in the future. himself around at the back guideline and then carries on cutting over the rest of the lawn. Now he's coming to the area where we've tried to fill it with mud, and this is what tends to happen as he's trying to come down. He gets stuck. We can see that he's trying to move his wheels backwards here, but he's actually able to get himself out of that one. Quite often he just gets actually stuck and isn't able to move his wheels anymore. And what we do then is he just stays there and waits for us to come and rescue him. So if he's not in his charging station, we can have a little look around the garden, and we usually find him stuck on the hill. So Harry's definitely got the toughest job of all of our lawn mowers. And the chickens are definitely a little bit curious about him. They follow him around sometimes, but they don't go close enough in order to get injured. And if he comes towards them, they run out the way.